it was humiliating because I knew I was doing something illegal.
Before the 1973 Supreme Court decision Roe v. Wade, abortions were prohibited in 33 states and only allowed in special circumstances in 13 others. But women in those states still had abortions, some through unsafe so-called back alley procedures. Others tried to induce abortions themselves.
We had almost no options. You would either put yourself at risk by self-inflicted an abortion using knitting needles, crochet needles, anything that could stop. Take big black pills. There was no other option that I knew anything about.
Billy Avery is a healthcare
Shalom. It's the brother Shimon coming back at you. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to you sincere Akim out there pushing the truth across the four corners of earth. All right. And basically, because here in Babylon, man, the scriptures talk about the seed, I got to get it now. And this is 2nd Ezra 4:30. For the grain of evil seed hath been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, and how much ungodliness had it brought up unto this time. And how much shall it yet bring forth unto the time of threshing come? And the time of threshing is coming very soon. These nations are positioning themselves. But the lesson being on the whole abortion, woman worship, Queen of Heaven spirit, because it's still heavy in the movies. It's still heavy and on all platforms. Okay, that's why they're pushing. What they're pushing so hard. They're pushing, Kim Kardashian. All right, they're pushing that spirit through the music, okay, through the clothing. All right, one thing you notice, you don't see a lot of women wearing modest apparel. That's what the scriptures tells women to wear, modest apparel. All right, they market, and make it cheap, to wear the spandex and the legging. I remember when, I sound old. I remember when none of these women had that kind of shit on. You had a few. When they were working out, we used to kind of look at them sideways and embarrass them about, you got that shit on. Put some pants on. Leggings are not pants. But now, everybody's wearing it. The mother's wearing it. The grandmother's wearing it. All right, at work, the little baby's wearing it. So they're just completely used to it. All right, and that's how the scriptures talk about when Esau rules, man, wickedness is waxed great in the earth. And that's exactly what's happening, man. Wickedness is waxed great in the earth, in all forms of being adverse to the scriptures. All right. Hey, but back to the point, man, because ultimately, what she said, crochet needles? Yeah, that's fucked up, man. But that's what happens when you disobey the Lord. You put yourself in a bind, in a bad situation where they gotta stick crochet needles or take what the fuck is that? It's some kind of poison that kills the infant that's inside of you. All right, then they gotta pull it out, or a coat hanger or something. All right, ultimately, man, it's the Heavenly Father that creates that child. All right, and the option was to keep your legs open, except for your husband. That was the option. All right, that was your option. the one and only option. Let your father arrange you to have a husband. You marry your husband, all right, and then you can have children by him. That was your option. And this is why you're not supposed to have women in the field, all right, playing the field, so to speak. That's why you don't give women a lot of options, man, because now what you have too on in the dating world, which dating, what the fuck is that? Once again, as women in the field, but you got a lot of men like pissed off because they can see these women are about polygamy. All right, and at the end of the day, the Lord gives beauty to a woman. All right, but the scriptures say, "Desire her not for her beauty," but your beauty, is not. It doesn't matter how the man looks. I think it's Judith that talks about it. No matter a man is great or lesser, or he's great or weaker, the woman is still supposed to honor him. All right? Because these women are proud, man. They think because they look good that, that gives them some type of pass or some type of what do they call it, a sexual market value. All this bullshit and these new shit that they made up. Oh, you spend money on it, then now you're tricking, and all this shit. It just shouldn't even be. It's supposed to be have a husband, and that wife. That's the only man she knows for her whole life. All right, all this body count and all this other shit, man. This is that wicked seed is blooming. But that's why it says in the scriptures, a new thing will happen. A woman shall compass a man. So these women have been put in this position for a reason, all right, and mainly for judgment. Like the elder already says, man, that carousel is gonna ride you very soon. All right, and a lot of women are catching on fast too, because as shit gets hard, it gets tight. They're gonna start to cut these programs, these help a sister out, and with child support, that's the I believe the elder Malcolm went into that. I believe that's the best paying of all the courts is that child support thing. All right, but the point being, man, that this whole women worship is coming to a close. All right. Oh yeah, yes. WIC, Section 8, all that stuff. All right, but this is 2 Ezra 8, and this is the process of life. All right, and a lot of women don't know and they don't understand this. They think, oh, I created you, and no, you didn't. Okay, this is 2 Ezra 8. And 7, it says, "For thou art alone, and we all one workmanship of thine hands, like as thou hast said. For when the body is fashioned now in the mother's womb, and thou givest it members, thy creature is preserved in fire and water." Okay, the fire being the spirit, of course, and then the water being those waters, of that woman. All right, and 9 months doth that child sometimes, those babies, they can come out and they know how to swim, if you put them in the water, because they're used to being in their mother's stomach. And 9 months doth thy workmanship, 9 to 10 months, there's another space to say 10 months, doth thy workmanship endure, thy creature which is created in her. All right, so you are created in your mother. That's the role she plays. But that which keepeth and is kept shall both be preserved, and when the time cometh, the womb preserved delivereth up the things that grew in it. Now it's using this to make another point. Talking about, how things have to happen in a certain time. But this is what happens. All right, the seed of men is put in that woman to grow, and she nourishes that child. This is 2 Maccabees 7. This is what the woman said, who all her sons were killed. All right, this is what she said. This is verse 27. But she bound herself toward him, laughing the cruel tyrant to scorn, spake in her country language on this manner. Yes, she spake that Hebrew. O my son, have pity upon me that bare thee 9 months in my womb, and gave thee. Have pity upon me that bare thee 9 months in my womb, and gave thee suck 3 years, and nourished thee, and brought thee up unto this age, and endured the troubles of education. I beseech thee, my son, look upon the heaven and the earth, and all that is therein, and consider that the Most High made them of things that were not, and so was mankind made likewise. All right? All this thing where, a woman made, even my man James Brown said, this is a man's world, which it is. Then he said, but it wouldn't be nothing. Which, hey, women are needed, to bear children. I'll give them that. But ultimately, the elect, all right, which are the first fruits, they created all the creation. All right, they created all of creation. Everything was created by the first fruits, which are all men. All right, they're saying like in the Eternals they had some women in there. Then they had some how do I want to say some alternative lifestyle Jake men, which was extremely fucking disrespectful. All right, but that's how Amalek, they try to, creep that little bit of witchcraft in there, because it's ultimately it's Disney anyway. All right, but back to the real shit, man. Fuck Disney. All right, they do everything. They put a wicked spin on it, man. They do creation and then they try to do a multiverse, man. No, it's the universe, man. It's one creation. All right, it's one creation. No multiple reality. Anyway, man, back to the scriptures. All right, and so was mankind made likewise. There you go. All right, mankind was made by the Heavenly Father, who commissioned His Son and those other spirits to create everything. All right, so yeah, this is a man's world. And this is Jeremiah. And only reason that and you women know this too. This is what makes you even more wicked. You notice you only have power because this damn devil put you in that seat. All right, that's why he had, when they were first, around the 90s and shit, they were letting Jake get into the corporate world and all this. That's why he went to the women first. All right, the same as the serpent in the garden. They go to the women first because you silly ass women can't see what's gonna happen, and they want to make sure they trick you and they trick your kids, who you make sure you cut off from that man. All right, man, the time of patriarchy is coming back, man. Talking about some fucking toxic masculine. Ain't nothing toxic about it, man. It's going to be very healthy. All right? The Lord said, be fruitful and multiply. All right? A woman is an inheritance, man. He that getteth the wife, getteth an inheritance. They getteth the, beginneth the possession, excuse me. He that getteth the wife, beginneth the possession. All right? Sirach 36 and 24. A help like unto himself and a pillar of rest. And we're coming back to becoming men, man. Be ye men. Got a lot of, even in Israel, man, you got a lot of simps and a lot of men let their wife run over me. Oh, my wife, man. Come on, man. We're at the end of this thing, man. When shit hits the fan, all this shit gets cut off. Those women, they're going to be looking to you to make those life or death decisions. They ain't gonna know what the fuck to do, man. When shit hits the when shit, hey, I noticed that growing up, man. These women do all this talking and loud mouthing and playing and cackling, and then a real situation happens, and they the first ones screaming and hiding. The first fucking ones. Oh my God. This is Jeremiah 44 and 18. But since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven and to pour out drink offerings unto her, we have wanted all things and have been consumed by the sword and by the famine. And that's exactly what happens, all right? You got Jake here with the fuck, what's this thing? They worship Mary, all right, which it never tells you to do in the scriptures. They got the symbol for her. And look at it. What is this? Our Lady of Guadalupe or whatever. It's a vagina, all right? You're worshiping a vagina. All right, and you got Jake with the Ankh, with that Egypt demon, which along with that demon comes the woman worship, which a lot of those Egyptian gods and goddesses were sister and brother, which is fucking off and weird. All right, yeah, they got that Ankh, which represents the womb. All right, what did the Lord say? Luke 11 and 27, and it came to pass as he spake these things, a certain woman of the company lifted up her voice and said, and it was a woman, and said unto him, blessed is the womb that bare thee, and the paps which thou hast sucked. But he said, yea, rather, blessed are they that hear the word of the Most High and keep it. All right, so if you call yourself a sister, I'm a sister. I'm a sister to where I believe. That's what you're supposed to commit yourself to doing. All right. The scriptures talk about the believing wife and the unbelieving husband. Hey, stay with your husband. Pray for him to understand these things. All right, but we're not under that vibration, and that vibration is dying off, man. When you see these women in the role, you got 200-something pound men trained, not just regular men trained. And you have a woman, and she's in the movie just throwing them and doing no, hell fucking no. All right, there's a reason. Number one, it's a reason why it's weight divisions in martial arts, because it makes a lot of difference. Number two, that shit is usually CGI and it's fake. All right, letting a woman become a Jedi and all this. No, man, no. But just goes to show you that Esau is under he's under the vibration to push wickedness upon the earth. All right, but that's all I had, man. Just pushing that out, and it's going out, man. They're about to reverse it. All right, because giving these women options, and this is what they're beginning to they're understanding. All right, which is why even if you don't understand something, you still follow what the Heavenly Father set up, even if you don't understand all the intricacies of it. Okay, you still follow the words of the Heavenly Father. All right, and then you find out doing research. Oh, this is why the Lord set that up. This is why the Lord does it. See, Esau, he does shit, and then they don't realize until they've crashed, and killed a couple thousand people. Oh, that's why you don't do that. That's why you don't eat shellfish. Yeah, because it fucks your pH balance up and it makes you smell. That's why you don't do that. Yeah. All right, his ways are the ways of life. You go against that, you go to the ways of death. Shalom.